It's 3 p.m. and it's time for the Daily Community Briefing. Direct and official information regarding the coronavirus effect on you locally. It's 3 p.m. and it's time for the Daily Community Briefing. Direct and official information regarding the coronavirus effect on you locally. Let's now go live to the Wallingford Broadcasting Studios.
Welcome in, everyone. Kelly Wallingford here for our debriefing again today on all the local news and information you need to know. With a jam-packed agenda to get to today, local businesses are starting to close here for good. We'll tell you who. As problems also continue with the federal emergency loans for small businesses, the latest on that. The jig may soon be up for large congregations at Jigwater, the community in Madison County. We'll have more on that. Secretary of State is with us today with election changes and more impacts of the coronavirus. We'll recap the governor, take a look at our local stats in the listening area. A very compelling question of the day to get to today about those of you with poor internet coping with your children's learning needs and remote capabilities for work. We'll get into that. How one area elementary school is staying in touch with students, the supermoon tonight, and lots more in store. Our broadcast brought to you by Bishop Small Engine Repair on North Estill Avenue, your Cub Cadet dealer. They're safely serving you, including Mr. Reuter Plumbing of Central Kentucky. Call them for all your plumbing needs. Modern Air for your heating and air needs. Call Steve King at Modern Air, 985-5352, and Chad Tate with Shelter Insurance. If you're a contract worker in need of liability insurance, that's his specialty. Call Chad at Shelter 986-1979. Well, the parent company of Logan's reports closing of all 261 of its restaurants amidst this COVID-19 epidemic. The owners reported they were unsure if the restaurants would ever reopen, and it doesn't look good. There's currently 8 locations in Kentucky, including the one here in Richmond Center, one also in Frankfort, and 2 in Lexington. Also, another local business has announced permanent closing. Brandy Bowls with Vintage 18, we're sad to report, states the business has decided they will stay open this coming week and next Tuesday through Friday, and then they'll be closing the doors forever. She adds that the SBA loan is not necessarily an option, as many business owners just still do not have direction on this and fear that it would have to be paid back, resulting in more debt for smaller businesses that just would not be able to continue anyway. This is still an uncertainty for many local businesses, as the feedback we get from banks continues to be that these are less than being what is portrayed on the federal level. The applications have become complicated, and portal problems with the volumes and all the other things that you're well associated with now with unemployment claims and all of that. The system is just not set up for it. We are hopeful that in the days to come that this will level and play out, but the Bowls ask that please shop local and support the other small businesses in your communities now, as several will not be able to reopen even when this is all over. Well, coronavirus is affecting our politics. Kentucky primary election has been moved to June 23rd. The primary was originally slated for May 19th. Our news director over at WBON-TV, Marissa Hempel, spoke to the Secretary of State, Michael Adams, today, who says they're hoping for an election that is as normal as possible, but that Kentuckians are resilient and everyone's safety is of the utmost importance.
COVID-19 is affecting those in Frankfort that are working in the Kentucky legislature and at the Capitol, just as it is here across the Commonwealth. We spoke to Michael G. Adams, Secretary of State for the Commonwealth, who gave us the details on the pushing back of the primary, as well as how they're dealing in Frankfort.
To give you a sense of how quickly the situation changed for us, on March 9th, I was on KET for an hour being interviewed about election laws and policy, and I didn't get a single coronavirus question. And in less than a week from that interview, the governor and I had jointly agreed to move the election day from May 19th to June 23rd, delaying it by 5 weeks. A very significant step, one allowed for by the governor's and my emergency powers under the law. But that's how quickly this thing developed. So the reason the governor and I did that, it has to be a joint decision by law to move an election. It takes both the Secretary of State and the governor. The reason we did it, 2 reasons. One reason was just to be able to take a breath and hope that this pandemic passes before we have our primary election. The other reason was to give us time to plan for contingencies in case the pandemic doesn't pass by June 23rd.
Adams says most of the work moving forward is coming up with new procedures in case the election does not transpire as normal.
And also, the legislature, at my request, passed language into law that I wrote, gives the State Board of Elections more flexibility in how they conduct the election. It gives them some freedom to do more absentee voting and less in-person voting in case it's not safe for people to vote in person. We've got 16,000 poll workers in our state in an average election, but 9,000 of them are over age 65. Obviously, we have to take into account the need potentially to reduce the number of in-person voting locations or consolidate our precincts.
Now, is this unprecedented for Kentucky? Because I feel like this is all new territory for everybody, right?
I don't think there is any precedent for this. The emergency powers clause that lets the governor and me move the election, that was enacted after 9/11. Actually, people often don't realize this, but on 9/11, it was election day in New York City. People were voting in their primary elections for mayor. People had been voting for a couple hours when the first plane hit. So one of the reasons, fortunately, New York already had a law like this, was to allow them to move an election in case of emergency. They did. They moved their primary forward by 2 weeks. Kentucky learned our lesson from that experience New York had, and so we passed a law here in Kentucky to provide for the governor and Secretary of State to jointly move the election day. But actually, I kind of like the fact that you've got a governor who's a Democrat and a Secretary of State who's a Republican agreeing jointly on a bipartisan basis about the step to be taken.
Adams also gave us an update about how the Capitol is proceeding.
Well, it's a little surreal. We went from having thousands of people in our building, the state capitol, passing through every day, rallies and protests, from that very boisterous atmosphere to you being able to hear a pin drop. Some of my staff I've sent home to work at home. We've got essential people still present who need to be in the office to open the mail and so forth. But it's a ghost town in the Capitol. Obviously, the governor's showing up for work every day. The Attorney General is showing up for work every day. I am. We're still doing our job, and we're ensuring that the critical functions keep continuing. But we're also, of course, we're spraying down the doorknobs with cleaner every so many hours. We're taking all the steps that we can take to keep everybody healthy and safe. I would just add this. Obviously, I'm the chief election official, and most of my focus of my campaign, let alone my time in office, has been on improving our election system. But it's not the only thing we do in this office. We also were the chief business office. And so I have some good news to report. There's not a lot right now, but we have seen an uptick in business filings, an uptick in people registering new companies, new businesses, small businesses. We get their articles of incorporation. We get their fee when they register. But Kentuckians are a resilient people. They're stuck at home and staying safe and thinking about what they can do is their next step. And so a lot of them have been entrepreneurial and they're starting new businesses. And my hope is that that's maybe a silver lining on this dark cloud.
For more stories such as these, and as always, updates from Frankfort, stay tuned right here to WBONTV.com, Channel 9 News. I'm Marissa Hempel.
Thanks, Marissa, and thanks to the Attorney General for his time today. The Madison County Sheriff is receiving complaints of large gatherings in the Jigwater community in Madison County. That's around the Silver Creek, Newby area, and is a popular gathering spot for four-wheelers and so on. They announced extra patrols will be in the area, and as with all situations like this, if you're not practicing the proper social distancing we've been asked to do, that area could be prone to change and restrictions, so keep that in mind. We'll take our first break. When we come back, we'll recap the governor from yesterday, get you the latest, also the latest statistics. We'll update that in our area. Lots more to report on today, our question of the day, and much more. Come back with us here on your local news briefing.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cupcadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
When you need professional assistance, White & Associates Certified Public Accountants and Consultants of Richmond can help you, providing professional services to individuals, small business, self-employed proprietors, corporations, municipal, governmental, and not-for-profit organizations. White & Associates provides individualized services for taxes, audits, business startup, consulting, financial services, payroll, and bookkeeping. Visit the website for more information and to see the local testimonials. White & Associates, PSC, 1407 Lexington Road, Richmond.
During this time, it is especially important to shop local and support small business. Gillum Sports Lounge is still open, and they are still serving the same great food that you are used to. Burgers, salads, pizza, appetizers, and more. Order pickup or have your food delivered, and you can place your order online at GillumSportsLounge.com. Gillum Sports Lounge in the Richmond Mall says thank you to the people of Richmond for continuing to support your local restaurants during this time.
Opening weekend at Chenault Vineyard has been postponed as a precaution. Chenault Vineyard can't wait to see all of their smiling patrons back once they reopen and look forward to serving you locally grown wine. Chenault Vineyard has several types of wine available, including Blanc, Chardonnay, Riesling, bourbon barrel aged red wine, and their sweetest and most popular wine is Sam's Fix-It Juice. For more information about Chenault Vineyard, visit ChenaultVineyard.com or like them on Facebook to see updates about all the events coming up at Chenault Vineyard.
The Estill Clinic and Irvin Healthcare Pharmacies are focused on providing the best care possible for the people of Estill County. Our care for our patients and our community is what sets us apart. With society's fast pace, we want to make sure you leave with the information you need about your medications. With the knowledge and experience of John, Ryan, and Janet, you are guaranteed excellent service, whether you're in the store or pulling through the drive-thru. Taking care of the people of Estill County is our #1 priority, so stop in or give us a call to become a part of our community.
Gateway Cycles in Mount Sterling has the largest showroom in Central Kentucky with all the power sports products you can dream of for your next adventure. Gateway Cycles has a qualified, certified service department, friendly sales staff so you can ride free and play hard. Local people serving local people. We are here to make your dream a living adventure. Stop in and see us today at Gateway Cycles in Mount Sterling or visit us at gatewaycycles.com.
Four Paws Unleashed brings a new state-of-the-art approach to pet care. Their suites are designed to feel like an elite hotel room, complete with Simmons Beauty Rest mattresses and TVs. Four Paws also has grooming services available as well. Visit their website, fourpawsunleashed.com, to find out more.
Need to file taxes? We can do that, but Davis & Hilton Accounting and Tax Service in Berea can do so much more. For payroll preparation, monthly bookkeeping, new business setups, consultations, and everything in between. Call today to discuss how we can help you. Davis & Hilton, more than just taxes.
First Trust Bank has restricted their normal business hours to drive-through lanes only during the COVID-19 pandemic. Customers can still enter the lobby by appointment only by calling 623-2722. First Trust Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 688788. The Habitat Restore has closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Management at the Restore have taken precautions to protect their employees, volunteers, and customers. If you have a donation, please wait until the doors reopen to deliver it. For more information, like Madison and Clark County's Restore on Facebook.
This is your local 3 o'clock local news and information briefing. I'm Kelly Wallingford. Thanks so much for letting us be part of your day again today, and we appreciate all the great comments that we're getting about the newscast and your comments and questions on socials. Please continue to leave those, and we've got a great question of the day to get to here in just moments. Our team coverage continues now. We'll take a look at the latest from the governor and update your local stats, and with that, here's Jamie Boggs.
After 1 month of monitoring the spread of the coronavirus in Kentucky, Governor Andy Beshear spoke on Monday about the commitment we all need to have in this continued battle moving forward.
From our first positive case, we are 1 month into knowing the coronavirus was in Kentucky. So we have now for that month, and we know for a month or however long it takes to come, that we have to have that commitment to doing everything that it takes.
In the deadliest day we have seen from COVID-19 in Kentucky, Beshear took time to reflect on those that were lost since his last report.
Today we are reporting 14 new deaths to the coronavirus. 14 is hard. 14 Kentuckians loved by their families and their friends that we have lost to this virus. An 86-year-old male in Jefferson, a 96-year-old male in Kenton, a 74-year-old female in Fayette, an 81-year-old male in McCracken, 56 and an 85-year-old female in Jefferson, an 81-year-old female in Campbell, a 92 and an 89-year-old female in Kenton, a 74-year-old male in Jefferson, a 63-year-old male in Campbell, and 2 separate 91-year-old females in Kenton County.
After a spike in cases last week, the number of new cases each day continues to be moderate in comparison. Governor Beshear gave caution to reading too much into those numbers and gave a complete update on total cases.
The good news, though we shouldn't read too much into it because it is only a single day, is we have 54 new cases of the coronavirus today. Now, we're continuing our audit. In our total previous number, we found 1 duplicate. So with the 54 new cases, our official state number of cases is 1,008.
There are differing theories and models about when the growth of the coronavirus will peak in Kentucky. But Beshear continues to emphasize that our efforts are working and should continue. This is Jamie Boggs, WBON-TV, 9 News.
Thank you very much, Jamie. And you, if you were paying attention, noticed the statistics the governor gave out about how many elderly residents this is impacting. We continue to hear that over and over. And please do your part to not visit your elder loved ones, keep the grandkids away, and help keep them safe. They cannot deal with the magnitude of this virus like many others can. And our count in our listening area, you heard the governor statewide, we're at 1,008. Everyone in the sound of my voice, you've got active cases with the exception of Garrett, Lincoln, Jackson, Owsley, Estill, Lee, and Wolf. Still no activity there. The rest of you have 1 to 10 cases, with the exception of Madison, Jessamine, Clark, and Scott, which is over 11, and Fayette, of course, 51 plus in the shading on the map. We have a wonderful question of the day, and don't forget about that super moon. Pop some popcorn and get out and make that fun for the kids tonight. That's going to be around 8:30. We're going to tell you more, and we've got a great story about how one elementary school is doing some great things for their children, too. That and much more on your 3 o'clock local news briefing. Come back with us.
Are you a locally owned business that has been directly impacted by the coronavirus but still open? Wallingford Media Group can help you now more than ever with our extensive network of digital tools, our highly rated radio stations, and Madison County's #1 source for local news, WBONTV.com.
Need to file taxes? We can do that. But Davis and Hilton Accounting and Tax Service and Berea can do so much more. For payroll preparation, monthly bookkeeping, new business setups, consultations, and everything in between. Call today to discuss how we can help you. Davis and Hilton, more than just taxes.
We can help you get through this time too. Historically, those businesses that continue to message and stay in contact.
Customers can still enter the lobby by appointment only by calling 623-2722. First Trust Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 688788. The Habitat Restore has closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Management at the Restore have taken precautions to protect their employees, volunteers, and customers. If you have a donation, please wait until the doors reopen to deliver it. For more information, like Madison and Clark County's Restore on Facebook.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then, in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cupcadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
When you need professional assistance, White & Associates Certified Public Accountants and Consultants of Richmond can help you, providing professional services to individuals, small business, self-employed proprietors, corporations, municipal, governmental, and not-for-profit organizations. White & Associates provides individualized services for taxes, audits, business startup, consulting, financial services, payroll, and bookkeeping. Visit the website for more information and to see the local testimonials. White & Associates, PSC, 1407 Lexington Road, Richmond.
During this time, it is especially important to shop local and support small business. Gillum Sports Lounge is still open, and they are still serving the same great food that you are used to. burgers, salads, pizza, appetizers, and more. Order pickup or have your food delivered, and you can place your order online at GillumSportsLounge.com. Gillum Sports Lounge in the Richmond Mall says thank you to the people of Richmond for continuing to support your local restaurants during this time.
Opening weekend at Chenault Vineyard has been postponed as a precaution. Chenault Vineyard can't wait to see all of their smiling patrons back once they reopen and look forward to serving you locally grown wine. Chenault Vineyard has several types of wine available, including Blanc, Chardonnay, Riesling, bourbon barrel aged red wine, and their sweetest and most popular wine is Sam's Fix-It Juice. For more information about Chenault Vineyard, visit ChenaultVineyard.com or like them on Facebook to see updates about all the events coming up at Chenault Vineyard.
The Estill Clinic and Irvin Healthcare Pharmacies are focused on providing the best care possible for the people of Estill County. Our care for our patients and our community is what sets us apart. With society's fast pace, we want to make sure you leave with the information you need about your medications. With the knowledge and experience of John, Ryan, and Janet, you are guaranteed excellent service, whether you're in the store or pulling through the drive-thru. Taking care of the people of Estill County is our #1 priority, so stop in or give us a call to become a part of our community.
Gateway Cycles in Mount Sterling has the largest showroom in central Kentucky with all the power sports products you can dream of for your next adventure. Gateway Cycles has a qualified, certified service department, friendly sales staff so you can ride free and play hard. Local people serving local people. We are here to make your dream a living adventure. Stop in and see us today at Gateway Cycles in Mount Sterling or visit us at gatewaycycles.com.
Thank you for joining us on your 3 o'clock local news and information briefing. This is the time set aside and coordinated with all of our health leaders, county and government leaders, and EMA and so on to keep you informed with all of the moving information you need to know here locally. Programming note from our colleagues at WBON TV, some exciting classic sports you might want to take note of. Back in 2018, Estill County went to the state championship for the first time ever. Tonight at 7, they will replay the semifinal regional game against Cordia. And tomorrow night, the regional championship when Estill took on Knott County. So both games around 7. Our question of the day today comes from Anisha Gibson of Richmond. She asked, will you cover how teachers, students, and at-home workers are handling the current situation given Madison County has such poor rural internet service? Well, Anisha, this is one we hear from a lot of people in not just Madison County, but a lot of areas. She goes on to say the only internet available in my area is HughesNet and Viasat. They had HughesNet. It was really slow. They could do very little, no streaming. A couple of months ago, they switched to Viesta. It's better. They can Zoom now and do live feeds on YouTube. She's working from home, but it's expensive and still a sluggish connection. I know of teachers and parents who have difficulty streaming, Zooming, etc. I don't know how parents with school-age children are coping with the NTI assignments. I have neighbors who can't work from home, can't access live stream church services, and so on. And how about those EKU and other university students in rural Madison County? How about all those telemedical appointments? This problem's not just one in my area of the county. It's basically any area outside of Madison County, outside the city limits. I know people who live just a mile or two out who can't get adequate internet. People having this problem are not difficult to find. She mentions, I saw on arc.gov, the Appalachian Regional Commission was a grant a while back to improve internet service to Appalachian counties. Madison is an Appalachian county, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, so why did our internet not improve? Were we excluded from the grant? I've tried to contact officials about this current situation, but to no avail. Here we are stuck in a virtual black hole. Well, we thank you for that submission, Onisha. We wish we had a better answer for you, but I will say that we at Wallingford Media are very in tune to this situation, and when we implemented this exact program that we're featuring every day at 3 o'clock, it was very much with this in mind, that so many people are depending on the radio coverage. That's why we have it on 100.7 to reach as many people as we possibly can to get at this important news and information that are handicapped with their internet. So specifically, we talk to the school systems. They are doing their level best. They urge you to contact your principals. They are delivering and picking up assignments and doing everything they can to essentially leave no child behind, for lack of a better phrase. So start there. 5G and some other technologies are being rolled out, but America, just as a country, is, as far as an industrialized nation, is behind many other nations with their internet capabilities. So this situation continues to impact people in many, many different ways, and we hear more news every single day. We will continue to try to get more on that. I know some money was earmarked for lower income counties in the area, and we will continue to work on that. But thank you for your submission. Estill Springs Elementary staying in touch with students. Our Loretta McPherson with WBON TV has more.
Okay, Estill Springs Principal Jessica Mullins and the staff have been doing their part during the COVID-19 school shutdown. Every day, Mrs. Mullins and the staff at Estill Springs post videos to help the parents ease a little of that stress with the kiddos being home. The videos contain activities and games that you can play at home, along with providing the teachers a chance to stay connected with the students. Mrs. Mullins is with me now via phone. Ms. Mullins, can you tell me a little bit about what you're doing with the Facebook page at Estill Springs, and what are some of the pros and cons that go along with this virtual learning?
Sure thing. Thanks, Loretta, for giving us a chance to talk with you. We know that for a lot of our students, this whole scenario of the COVID-19 and shutting schools down has really messed with their security in that structure of coming to school daily, of seeing those faces daily, socially, mentally, emotionally. They're all very scared at this point. So what we are choosing to do here at Estill Springs is to touch base with them daily through our Facebook page. That's one of the ways that we're trying to reach them. We're trying to show them the school is still standing. We are still here. We're doing check-ins throughout the school. We may read a book from the Yellow Wing, and then we might go to the Red Wing. We want our students to know that we are here. We're hoping to try to bring some normalcy to their lives, because we know they're scared right now. And, as I'm a parent of 4, I know I don't necessarily have all the words for my children, and so we're trying to put some lessons out there that parents can share with their children to say, if you're scared, here's some things Miss Hatton has said that you can do, or, this is how we wash our hands. Watch Miss Mays as she shows you. So we're trying to instruct our kids, give them some educational points through these videos, but more than anything, just touching base to try to promote some normalcy to their life, because we are faces that they're used to seeing, 5 out of 7 days a week. Also, our teachers are interacting with the students through what we use is called Class Dojo, and that is basically teachers have a group of parents within their classroom, and it allows them a platform to communicate with those parents privately, but allows them to check in with students. And then what we're doing is any student who we've not been able to make contact with via Dojo, we are calling them here in the front office individually so that we can say, how is your child doing? For some of them, we're speaking to the children. It allows us an opportunity to say, are you all okay? How can we help? What are your needs? Our family resource coordinator, Mary Rader, is working daily to deliver food bags, to make those contacts. Our main goal here is just that we don't lose touch with our students, that they know that we're here for them as a staff, and that there is going to be an end to this, and that when that end comes, nothing will be different for them at school. So that's what we're hoping, and we're also hoping at the end of the day that we've made everybody laugh, because Lord knows we have probably made complete fools of ourselves, but we're going to be willing to put that on the line daily.
There you go, and it's been a lot of fun. So a big, huge shout out to you, the staff that are keeping the school year 2020 alive and kicking through your Facebook page and your Dogo accounts. We really appreciate what you're doing, and I appreciate your time, Ms. Mullins. So you have a beautiful day. This is
Thanks, Loretta.
There you go. This is Loretta McPherson for WBON TV 9 News.
Thanks much, Loretta. Special thanks to AMCO Transmissions of Richmond, Kentucky Farm Bureau agents Raider, Hornsby, and Mayo, Axel Auto Care on North Keeneland Drive, Davis and Powell Funeral Home of Berea, Hall & Sons Auto Care, Thorough Truck Towing, Sticks and Stones Landscape, Bluegrass BP with Dos Hermanos Restaurant on US 25, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken of Berea, Ace Hardware Berea, People's Bank, Bluegrass Marble and Granite, Jackson's Restaurant, and McNew Monuments. Thank you all so much. We'll see you tomorrow at 3. Stay safe and God bless.